and try to solve the problem if it is found to be a legitimate right is violated. It is in this background I will give you my experience in the Lokaयुक्त. I have already mentioned nearly 750 raids and traps have taken place of not small gram sevaks or tahsildars and others, of ministers, of chief ministers, of IAS officers, IPS officers and such like people have been investigated and named in the report. That is the strength. You may think, what is that you people will get by getting a minister arrested? What is that you people will get by investigating, merely going into the investigation? Let me give you some examples during my time with her. In 2006, a handicapped tailor came to my office with his wife and a 6-month-old child and begged of me, please look after the child, we want to run away. Ask them, tell me the problem, what's the problem? The problem is, this child in birth did not have a rectum. I don't know what you say. Yeah. Which where it can pass the fecal matters out of the body. Because of lack of rectum, it would defecate through the mouth. Just imagine the problem. I'm not blaming the government is responsible for it, but this is a problem. And the local doctor told that parents, take this child to a super specialty hospital where the pediatric surgeon will make the necessary corrections and the child will be perfectly all right. They took the child to a government medical college hospital. And the pediatric surgeon there examines the child and says, I will get this done, but it requires so much money. Money is not expensive, money is bribe. Husband and wife gave all the money they had and put it to the table of the doctor. The doctor counts the money and says, for this money, I'll make a hole near the rib cage so that the fecal matters will flow from there. Here is a person who God gave an opportunity of becoming a doctor. He chooses to become an expert in child surgery, pediatric surgery. Of all the places he comes and joins the government hospital. Government hospital in today, at least I don't know, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, it is meant for poor people only. Those who have will never go to that hospital. They'll beg, borrow, steal, go to a private hospital. Now, I'm not espousing the cause of private hospital. I know how they're swindling money. But I'm saying here is a hospital created for the benefit of the people where things are worse in the future. Now, that man whose was duty to do this job free demands this. He belongs to that class of people whom I call the people of greed. And that is the administration today, from level to level. I'm not saying 100% of them are bad. There are good people, but their number is dwindling and the number of the bad people has increased. I give another example. The examples I'm going to give you are in regard to doctors' attitude towards the administration, because that touches your heart much more than what other man taking 1,000 rupees bribe, 2,000 rupees bribe will not really impress you or not. Then of course I will answer what is the consequences of this type of corruption in the system. You know, in 2010, a pregnant lady walks from our village to the district headquarters hospital, about 10 to 15 kilometers. It's for delivery. The staff say, first money, then bed. She didn't have the money they demanded, so she sends the accompanying person to the village to get the money. And the staff say that don't sit inside the hospital till you get the money. She walks across the hospital and then sits in the bus stop. She delivers there in front of the government hospital in open public view. Is this the administration that our forefathers contemplated to give the facilities to its people? Who's responsible? It's not only the IAS who asked for the money. Everybody in the system who had to control this system were responsible for it. We the people are not responsible. It is we the monarchies who are sitting in administration, they are the ones who are responsible for it. I had to intervene in this matter because in Karnataka, for a girl child born to a poor section of the family, section of society, have certain benefits under a scheme called Bhagya Lakshmi scheme. That was denied to that child because the child was not born in a government hospital. We investigated and we got the money that is due to that child to be paid. What could have happened to that family? They are legitimately entitled for a certain amount of money until the child comes to a particular age. They are deprived of that. But we could respond to that and get the benefits that were due. In the earlier case, we managed to get the child admitted to a private hospital and got the defect removed. These are the things a Lokayukta can do for the have-nots. Haves don't want Lokayukta. They are capable of getting anything done by the money they have in this. Now, one other example in regard to show how humane the government servants are. Many of you would have experienced having gone to the government offices, how you are treated. Are you given a chair when you go there? No. The relief is granted to you immediately on one visit to them? No. If you don't pay money, multiple visits. It could be change of kata. It could be your small house property tax to be determined. It could be many small things pertaining to the poorer people. It is those people who require the Lokayukta. It is an honest and sincere Lokayukta can do a tremendous job for that community of people. Now let me come to the larger effect of corruption. I mentioned from 52 lakhs to 1,86,000 crores with swindle.